So, My Hero Academia manga chapter 312 fan translations are out, and let me just say, woo! This was going to be a good chapter from the spoilers, and when I read it right now, oh, this is an amazing chapter. We get action, we get reveals, and we get a major plot twist in the fight that changes the dynamic altogether. But before we get right into the review, let's hit that intro! Hey guys, how's it going? It is your boy, Big Blue Drew 97 here, coming at you with another My Hero Academia manga review. This time reviewing manga chapter 312, titled, say it with me, Assassin. So yeah, if you didn't know what this chapter is going to be about, yes, it's going to be primarily focusing on the fight between Deku and the female assassin, which we actually get a name to, and it's actually a very cool reference. So yeah, or at least with the translations, I'm not 100% sure what's going to be in Japanese, or officially, but yeah, it's based off what the translations are right now. It's a really cool name. So yeah, primarily in this chapter, like I said, we're going to be going over the fight between Deku and the female assassin, and how when it comes to this fighting dynamic, it's going to be completely different from really any fight that we may have seen in the series so far. I would probably equate this to the closest fight that we've actually seen is probably Deku versus Gentle, and I'll explain that a little bit why later on in the chapter. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting chapter, and I really did enjoy. But so now I'm going to get actually into a review. But before I do that, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't done so, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. We just hit 700 subscribers. We're only 300 away from 1,000. So if you want me to get to 1,000 subscribers, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell to be notified for whenever I upload My Hero Academia content. I do manga chapter reviews, spoilers, and discussions on this series because I really love the series so much. Without the way, let's get right into the review. So, to actually start off the review, we actually start off the chapter with a flashback to Deku and Hawks talking. And it's not, they're not really like talking like a little bit in the future. No, it's like literally right after Hawks and All Might and Endeavor and Best Genius were in the hospital, most likely after or even before Deku. No, actually it has to be after he talked to Gran Torino, because we see that he has the cape. You just have not Best Genius, you basically just have Hawks basically talking with Deku, gaining a little bit more information and explaining some information that he knows to Deku. And this is very interesting because this is something that Hawks is known for just gathering information and just thinking about everything that he's gathered and putting the pieces together. It's the same reason why when he asked Tokoyami to be under his wing, that he did it so that he can gain information. So this is very in character for Hawks, and basically what he's telling Deku is that when it comes to the power of One for All, that he's going to be good, that he can do a lot of things by himself, and that he can take on a lot of the Tartarus villains on his own, except for one. He brings up the fact that when it comes to Shigaraki, he also confirms that because Dr. Garaki is in the hospital, that One for All cannot be taken by Shigaraki or All for One, because either they can't take it by force now, nor can they put the quirk inside of a dead body to preserve it. So that's something interesting, because they may be able to take it, but let's say they want to mass produce it, they could put it inside of another Nobu's body and do it. We actually do not know how that actually works. But what's very interesting is that he also brings up the idea that because of that, they want to get Deku alive, and that when it comes to the other Tartarus escapees, it would be impossible for them because they would attempt to kill him instantly, except for that woman, referring to the sniper lady assassin, as we get a reveal that this female assassin actually was Hawks' senpai, and that she is the top priority to find and capture, and that if Deku were to confront her, that he should run away. As we cut over to the present, as we see Deku shrouded in rain and darkness, the only light is the light coming from his One for All full cowling as we get the entire background being black, as we get the reveal of the title of this chapter as Assassin, as Deku begins to think to himself about, oh, this lady has, or specifically, this bullet is made of blue and pink fibers, it's her, as we get the reveal of who this person is. And it's very shocking when I first saw this the first time, and even in the spoilers, but it's even more shocking now because it's confirmed that it is the former public safety hero, Lady Nagant. And there's two folds to this. First of all, when it comes to her name of Nagant, apparently a Nagant is a type of like rifle, that an older form of rifle. So she's basically named after a rifle, which also could tie into her quirk with the fact that she has a rifle coming out of her right arm, but that she is the former public safety hero. And that's very interesting because Hawk said that she was his senpai, and the fact that she was the public safety hero, it means that she worked for the Public Hero Safety Commission, and it's kind of confirmed in this chapter. And it's very interesting to see that someone who was a part of the Public Hero Safety Commission, literally the main core of Hero Society, turned villain. And we don't really get an exact confirmation of like why she turned villain, but we know that she has a very negative view on Hero Society, as once we see that she's revealed, she immediately fires on Deku once again. So after that, after Lady Nagant is revealed, we get a few more action panels. We get to see that she shoots off another sniper rifle to try and hit Deku, but Deku is luckily enough able to avoid it, using Black Whip to swing it around, as he begins to think to himself that his transmission device was destroyed. He did not tell All Might about everything that is happening, or Hawks or the rest of them that's going on, but they probably know that something is wrong, and that they don't know that the enemy that he's fighting is Lady Nagant. And because of what Hawk said, that when if he were to face her, that he should retreat, he plans on doing that, but then he is caught off guard by a curving bullet. Now, this may be a little bit dark, but what if the reason why Nagant was put inside of Tartarus is because she killed the equivalent of John F. Kennedy in this world? Just think about it. Just think about it. But yeah, also something I want to bring up is that because we know that she's fighting Deku right now, most likely she wasn't the one that threw the grenade inside of All Might's car, so that could be a unrelated hero, which it's just as bad, because it means that we don't know what happened to All Might, and we don't get that confirmation in this chapter. But yeah, there's that. But yeah, going back into the actual fight, she targets Deku with a curving bullet, and she's like, you're out of options. But luckily enough, Danger Sense activates, and Deku is able to react to the bullet and catches it before it's able to really like do a whole lot of damage. From what we see, it does like do some damage to his arm, or that's prior damage to another bullet, but at the very least, he catches this bullet in his hand as Nagant fires off another bullet, as she thinks about how this kid is crazy, as we go into another flashback with a Snipe. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Among the pro hero teachers that we saw at UA, the teacher that I was very, very unlikely to think would play a major role in the future moving forward would probably be Lunch Rush, but he's technically not a teacher, so I don't count him. But then the second person, or the first person, would definitely be Snipe. And the fact that we get to see him in this chapter, and yes, he is the source of dialogue for all the new information that we're going to learn about Lady Nagant. But when you really think about it, and what's very cool is that this is like an interviewing like show. So what I like to believe is that the only reason why we're getting this information is because Deku already knows this information, because Deku is so obsessed about heroes that he probably would have watched this show when he was younger. And let's be honest, this is something that Deku would definitely watch as a nerd. And to be honest, that's probably something else that I will watch being a nerd. So yeah, we basically get another cut into another flashback where we get Snipe basically giving exposition about Lady Nagant in a type of like documentary type show called Who Are Some Notable Heroes Right Now, asking 100 active heroes, and we get the reveal that Snipe is either the 25th like ranking hero, or he's the 25th hero that they're interviewing, either or. But you have Snipe basically saying, like, being very cocky, and it's like, if she wasn't in the picture, I definitely would be Japan's best long-distance sniper, just patting himself on the back, as I think we get the confirmation of what his quirk is. I think we may have learned it, like, a while ago, but, you know, it's been a while since we've seen Snipe, so who would have guessed it? But he talked about how it's homing and how he's able to lock onto a target within 600-meter range, and that he cannot choose precisely where to shoot, but it's and how it's not very powerful, but it's still amazing. But then he ties it to the fact that but when it comes to her ability is based off skill alone, and she can do it in a 300-kilometer range, and it really ruins my business. And I'm like, wow, you're so eccentric. Why didn't we see more of this at the beginning of the story? And he even confirms once again is that the secret is in her bullet, and how by taking all the strands and combining her blue and pink hair into a epoxy putty like thing before hardening it, she's able to make different kinds of bullets. She's able to make hollow point bullets, which are bullets that when it hits a target it explodes, and even bullets that curve. Hint hint to what we saw at the beginning, towards the beginning of this chapter, and how he says that she's the human sniper rifle. Everyone with a long-range quirk is jealous of her hand rifle, as we get the reveal of her quirk being rifle, which is very interesting, because you could probably guess that, oh, rifle? It's probably her quirk is probably the rifle that comes out of her arm. But it's also alluding to the fact that it's may not just be the rifle coming out of her arm being the quirk, but also how she's able to make bullets out of her hair, which is also very interesting. As we cut over back to the current fight, back to the present, we have Deku realizing that this precision that Snipe Sensei once envied, man, she can even do it with rapid fire. Yeah, I can't defeat her from long range, and I would have been defeated long ago if it wasn't for my danger sense. So you know, that first shot, yeah, I think I know where she is now. So instead of running away, I'm going to go in for a one-on-one attack, close the gap, and beat her up. Yeah, that's basically what Deku does. He says that he's going to get closer because he now knows her location, and that if it wasn't for danger sense, that he would have been defeated already. So he's thinking like, okay, I know all this information. I know where she is. Running away is not going to be an option, really. It's best to take her out now, as she basically comments about the fact that he has deflected 2 of her bullets as she retracts a sniper rifle into her arm. And we also get the confirmation that she brought Overhaul with her, as he's mumbling to himself, old man, I want to go back to old man now. And she's like, yeah. It's like, yeah. He's gonna be here sooner or later, so go hide. The target is coming. As she begins to regret, maybe I should have left you behind. As we get another flashback. 3 flashbacks in 1 chapter. As we get a flashback back to the Prison Break arc, where we have All For One confronting Lady Nagin, and it's like, oh, you're the traitor hero, the beautiful Lady Nagin. It's an honor to meet you. Oh gosh, All For One is such a smug prick. You know, this was a very fun conversation when I read it, because you just have her saying, oh yeah, I remember you. Yeah, I had fun times trying to chase after you in the old days. Weren't those the days? As you have All For One basically saying, yeah, you know, I consider you leagues above everyone else here, so, you know, I have a request for you. There's gonna be this boy, he's gonna be leaving UA soon, and he's gonna be acting independently, so I'm gonna need you to capture him, bring him to me. He's probably gonna be followed by a lot of, like, high-level heroes. It's best to separate them and engage them. You know, maybe, for example, you could, do it while it's, rating heavily or something like that. I'm like, I don't know if the translations are accurate for this one. Like, I could understand, like, oh yeah, this kid is going to be leaving UA because he's a hero and he doesn't want me to go after his students, or go after his friends, I was gonna go after them anyway, but it's just making me easier to do so, he's all alone. And it's like, he's probably gonna be followed by some heroes, like, yeah, his secret's probably gonna get leaked out to them. That's understandable. Like, specifically in the rain. Like, I could say, like, do it at night, sure, but specifically wait for the rain? I don't know about that. It's not impossible, and I wouldn't put it past All For One. It just seems very, very specific. Even to the fact where even Lady Nagin just calls him out. It's like, wait. Why do I have to do this? Literally, all the other villains have to just go on a rampage to be free. Why do I have to do more work than I have to? And then All For One just straight up comes out and is like, you killed your fellow heroes. You hate this pro-hero society. You wish to destroy it. That kid's alive. That won't happen. And she's like, you're giving me false hope. And I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's not go over that. Like, she says don't give me false hope. But, like, she killed heroes, right? Like, All For One just confirmed that. Stain 2.0? This time from the inside? Showing that Stain's philosophies have always been there. It's just that they were just swept under the rug. Because when you really think about it, like, if she's, like, a former member of the hero committee and was their pro-hero, and she turned corners and turned villain, yeah, I'm pretty sure they would have swept that under the rug. Because if that was the case, people probably would have revolted, like, a lot sooner than they are right now. So it's very interesting that they brought it up. And the fact that even now she's like, yeah, no, don't give me false hope to destroy this pro-hero society. She honestly hates the pro-hero society, which, I mean, to be honest, there are a lot of faults in it. But I think that overall, the good of it outweighs the faults. But then she brings up something with Overhaul, about how Overhaul even now is like old man. And it's like, oh, the young boss of the 8 Precepts. Is he a friend of yours? And she's like, no, he's just a broken man. But he could be useful later on. And she also says that he's another victim of the evil pro-hero society. Actually, no, she doesn't say that. All For One says that. And, okay, this makes a lot of sense, because when I first read this, I thought that this was Nagin saying this, but because of how it's shaped and how the letters are written, it's more or less being said by All For One, as he also says that, yeah, we need to put it into the damned heroes. Come on now, let's make a deal, as he's putting his hand out and says, consider this a security deposit, as the last panel of this chapter talks about quirk. Airwalk, as basically Nagin saying, I will carry out the mission, meaning that she has 2 quirks inside of her, which sucks, but also from what we learned many chapters ago, this is also horrible for her, like, physical body, at least for now. Also, I want to bring up, like, one small tidbit. One for All For One, my fault. All For One said that this boy is a victim of the evil pro-hero society. No, you're not going to twist that on its head. He literally experimented on a child because the Yakuza was falling in favor. The Yakuza, the Japanese gangs. You're mad that the quote-unquote evil pro-hero society broke a former Yakuza member who experimented on children, who was told by the head of the Yakuza to stop. All For One, you evil son of a bitch. So yeah, that is this chapter of My Hero Academia. And what did I think of it? It was good. It was really good. There was a lot of good action in it, primarily with Deku avoiding the sniper rifles and being shot at by Lady Nagin. That was all cool. The flashbacks themselves, even though there was like 3 flashbacks in this chapter, I thought they were very good. They were very like well paced. Each flashback was slightly different than the other. One was more of a proper flashback that's like conveying information that the characters know that we didn't. That was also interesting. For the most part, the first 2 flashbacks are basically conveying information that Deku already knew in the story, but that we didn't know, and mainly due to the fact that it's a flashback from a situation that we knew existed, but then it's also a flashback from a situation that we didn't know existed, but could exist in the world of My Hero Academia, actually expanding how the world sort of kind of works, and how like the hero system kind of works, where you have like these television programs that talk to just a random 100 active heroes and talk about who's the next upcoming hero, and we get that Snipe was a part of this, which would make sense because he is a pro hero and he works at UA, so it makes sense that they would want to interview him and talk about this, and that it was revealed to the public that this is her quirk, so it makes sense that Deku would also learn or know about this quirk because of the type of person that he is and how he has this fascination with heroes, and he would try to learn all about heroes, and it makes sense that he would like to learn about a hero just like her with an amazing quirk that is even better than Snipe. So that's just very interesting to see. And even the flashback with All All For One talking with her, and the fact that she was given a quirk of Airwalk, which I believe is a quirk that we've seen before in the series, is very interesting, and it also puts a new dynamic into the fight, similar to the dynamic between Deku and Gentle. And I wanted to bring this up is because the main reason why I bring this up is because that was also sort of kind of like a midair like fight chasing, where Deku was chasing after Gentle, and Gentle was trying to run away, and he was doing a lot of like air maneuvers to try and get away. And it's sort of kind of like this, but instead of like Deku trying to chase after Gentle and Gentle is running away, Deku was trying to go and defeat Lady Nagant, and Nagant is trying to do the same, but now they're just doing it in midair. So either she could be getting distance away to start firing at Deku from a farther distance, or maybe getting more up close and personal and adding a little bit more oomph to her power. Either way, it's still very similar, but it's still very distinct. This is the first time we've seen Deku go up against a midair villain, like deliberately trying to attack him and damage him and capture him. So this is going to be a very interesting fight, and from what we've seen in this chapter, it is definitely going to be a very interesting and amazing fight. And also a little tidbit of information, I'm pretty sure this is the first time that we've seen Deku fight a female like character. Like, he didn't, overall wasn't female. At the beginning of the story, he really didn't like fight against like his own classmates, especially like the female classmates. So this is gonna be Deku's first fight against her, and we may see Deku punch a woman. Equality. So yeah, overall, I really enjoyed this chapter. I enjoyed the reveal of Nagant and her quirk. Really enjoyed the flashbacks as well, even though there was a lot. And even got to enjoy a lot of the conversations that they were having, especially between All For One and Nagant, and how All For One is still a manipulative bastard. But that even when it comes to Nagant, we're getting a little bit more character from her, and that she may not just be a victim, that what she did was actually horrible, and that there was a reason why she was locked up in Tartarus, and that her goal is to kind of take out pro-hero society. But maybe Deku can sort of kind of change her mind and give her a little bit of hope for a newer society, because you can't just throw away like a society when it's not working. It's probably best to find the faults in it and try to fix it instead of throwing it away altogether and rebuild it from scratch, especially if it's going to be All For One who would try to turn this pro-hero society into anarchy and try and kill a lot of the heroes. So yeah, very interesting chapter. Really did enjoy it. What did you think of this chapter? Did you like it? Did you dislike it? Did you like the action? Did you think there were too many flashbacks? And what are your thoughts on the female assassin, Lady Nagant? Do you like her? Do you hate her? Leave your thoughts down in the comments down below, as well as subscribe to this YouTube channel. Hit that notification bell to be notified for whenever I upload my videos. Like this video if you liked it. Do all that cool jazz. And hopefully I'll be able to catch you in my next video. Goodbye!